Hello everyone and welcome to video number 4 of 90. I use the word video number and days interchangeably because I'm actually on a journey with you that you're taking with me, a life transforming journey of 90 days where I do these 90 videos, and I just thought I'll tally it with my passion, which is actually working with young people to ensure that they achieve their GCSE grades, the one they desire. So today I'm talking about tears. The tears. It's so surprising that many students and many parents who support their children actually desire their children to do well because they see the potential in their children, do not actually understand how the UK system works in terms of the tiers. The English exam is no longer tiered. It's now one paper. And a friend of mine was arguing a couple of years ago, oh, they're going to change all the exams. And I went, well, we can project all we like, but as of today, the maths exam and the science exams are in tiers. You have the foundation tiers and the higher tier. Now, let me also quickly explain that for the science, there is the combined science and the triple paper. For the triple science, the students do a bit more and they get 3 GCSEs, and this is not the day I'm talking about the triple and the combined, but because a lot of people are also concerned, or you're talking foundation higher, now you're talking about tier in science and all that, or you're talking about combined and triple. Yeah, there's a lot of things there are so many things to learn, but today I want to focus on the tiers and the implications. I had a parent years ago who told me that when, because they grew up in Africa and they were raising their children in England, they're into the medical field, so they got jobs and they relocated. And they told me that their first child really wanted to become a doctor. She wanted to study medicine. And each time they went to parents' evening, the schools were very glad and happy to give them positive feedback about how their child was progressing, and they could recall that on a few occasions they had mentioned the fact that this was her career interest and all of that, so they thought the school was supporting the child to walk along that path. The shock came when after GCSEs this particular student was not admitted into the A-level sciences, and the excuse that the science department gave to this parent was that the girl did not do triple science, and as a result they felt that she would really struggle because this was a really good school. I mean, it's a really good school, and this school, they have very high standards. They require students to have taken the triple exam in GCSE science for them to be able to admitted into any of the A-level science courses. And this young lady could not do it. Then someone advised them that she should actually just go into biological sciences or something else, and then eventually she can just make a career out of that, and then, or eventually she can go back and study medicine. The truth is that they were actually telling me this story when the young lady was already in her second year in nurse, training to become a nurse. Now she's a fine nurse and she's pursuing her career, although I don't actually know the details as of now. But the parents were very upset because the young lady was really upset because that was not her dream, that was not her vision. And when you look at the grades she achieved, GCSE combined science, and when I spoke with her, she would have been very capable of doing the triple science by my judgment. But because of lack of information, the parent did not know. And then I had another student who, the parent came to me when she was in year 11, and this young lady wanted to study engineering. She wanted to go into A-level physics and maths and do engineering. Again, although she was allowed to do the triple, the school refused to enter her for the higher papers, and for the maths they just refused to enter her for the higher paper. She ended up getting very top end of all the 5s, and luckily for this young lady, she got into the program that would enable her to become do a training and become the engineer that she wants to be, which turned out to be good, because I remember when the school saw the raw scores, they were very pleased. So it's important that you know the tier. So if you take the foundation tier paper in science or in maths, you cannot get above a level 5. grade 5 is the maximum that you're going to get. The implication is that if you intend to do something, go further with science or go further with maths, the school, the sixth form you want to attend might actually require you to get a minimum of a 6. Many schools will say 7 or 8. If you take the foundation paper, how are you going to get that? So that actually truncates the progress of many young people. And because these young people come to the realization in year 11, it's often too late. Because the topics that they would not need to cover, having exam hanging over their minds and having lots and lots of revision to do, is usually just overwhelming and impossible for them to fit together on their plate. So my point is, you need to know your tier. And you remember how I started, that friend that was arguing with me about the tier because she teaches English and English is not tiered. In many schools in England, I have taught in about 30 different schools, or at least have something to do with 30 different schools in 4 or 5 counties in England. There is something common with many schools. They use the maths and the science timetable, especially the maths timetable, to put children in classes. So there's usually very high possibility that the young people who are writing the foundation paper in maths and in science would be the one to be writing, be in a class in English, although they're not targeted to take the foundation. But at the end of the day, they kind of get similar results as well. Not really above 4, 5. So when I look at the tier system, I understand how it works. But I want you to be informed. I want parents to be aware. I want you, the students, to know, so that if you keep achieving level 5 in year 9 and year 10, you may want to have a look at the higher paper. If you keep achieving that on the foundation paper, try your hand on the higher paper, because you might just have the potential to be able to do the higher paper and get a higher grade to enable you get onto the sixth form course that you want to do. So that's why I make it a point of duty to explain this to the young people I work with. Know the tiers of a paper that you will be entered for. If you're in year 9, year 10, you're in luck. You have enough time to check all of this. If you're in year 11, please speak with your teachers. Know what you're doing. But at this stage, although we don't have the current year 11, those of you going into year 11, these are the sort of discussions and conversations you want to be having with your teachers as soon as you get to school in September. I know we'll be looking at social distancing and doing all of that. You're working our heads around that, but you can communicate with your teachers via email and all the other opportunities your school gives to you to communicate with your teachers and ask them. And please start to work on your course now. Start to work on your school work. Start to look at revision materials. It's never too early. As a matter of fact, if you're in year 11, you need to take this seriously. Really, really seriously. So today I've been talking about the different tiers. I hope you found this very useful. Yes, send me questions if you have any, and you stay blessed, and I'll see you again soon.